Hi friends, in this video I want to talk about assignment operators in Python. So how can we use the assignment operators in Python? So topic name is assignment operators. Assignment operators. So what is the purpose of assignment operators? See, these assignment operators are used to assign the values to variables. If you want to assign the values to the variables, we can use these assignment operators. So what are the assignment operators provided by Python? See, equal to, single equal to is called assignment operator, plus equals to, this is called addition assignment, minus equals to is the subtraction assignment, then multiplication assignment, division assignment, integer division assignment, modulus assignment, and last one is exponent assignment. These are the assignment operators provided by Python. So Python is providing these assignment operators. These are used to assign the values to the variables. Okay, see, for example, I am writing a statement here, x equals to 10. Okay, with this statement, what will happen here? This equal to is called assignment operator. Here, what is this equal to? This single equal to, this single equal to is called assignment operator. Single equal to is called assignment. Single equal to is called assignment operator. This is assignment operator. So with this statement x, when we write x equals to 10, implicitly what will happen, internally what will happen, okay, that creates object here. In the Python, every variable is the object. So first it creates the object in the memory. So in the memory, one object will be created. In this object, that stores the value as 10. So this object has some memory address. That memory location's address will be given to the variable x. So now x refers to this this 10 objects memory location. So this 10 objects memory location is stored in the x. So this is the memory allocation process. See, so here x equals to 10 means simply you can say that this right side value will be stored in left side variable. Right side value will be stored in left side variable. You can understand like that. Okay. Now, for example, I am writing some statements here. X equals to 10 and y equals to 20. I am taking two variables here. I want to add those two values. So to add those two values, I am writing print sum equals to comma x plus y. So with this code, what will happen? So in this program, how many objects will be there? Are two objects will be created for this program. So one is x object, another one is y object. Okay. So now what will happen when it executes this code? 10 object will be created. That memory location's address will be given to the x. Similarly, another object will be created. That is 20 object. This 20 object will be created. 20 object will be created. This object's memory location will be given to the variable. This memory location's address will be given to the variable y. So now in this program, how many objects are created? Two objects are created. Now for example, I am writing like this. Observe carefully. For example, I am writing one more statement here. I am writing one more statement. Z equals to 20. Okay. Now how many objects will be created? Okay. So many students think that here 3 variables are there. So x, y, z, 3 variables are there. So 3 objects will be created. Okay, but that is wrong. Here it creates how many objects? Only 2 objects. So implicitly what will happen here, when that executes this x equal to 10 statement, first that checks 10 object is existed in the memory or not. If that is not existed, that object will be created. If that is existed, that memory location's address will be given to the variable. Okay, so I am explaining clearly here. See, x equals to 10. This is the first statement. So now new memory is there. In the memory 10 object is not there. So new object will be created. That memory location's address will be given to the variable x. Okay, then next statement is what? Y equals to 20. Now in the memory that checks 20 object is created or not. So 20 object is not created. So new 20 object will be created. That 20 objects address will be given to the variable y. So next statement is z equals to 20. Now in the memory that checks 20 object is existed or not. So 20 object is already existed. So that's why that will not create any object. That object's address will be given to the z variable. This 20 objects address will be given to the variable z. So here in this program, how many objects are created here? Only 3 objects. Sorry, only 2 objects are created. So 3 variables are there, but 2 objects are created. Okay, so 10 object is created and 20 object is created. This 20 objects address has given to the y and z. So y and z are pointing same memory location. So here how many objects are created? Only 2 objects. Okay, now for example, I am writing like this. I am writing one more object. I am taking one more object here, k equals to 10. Okay, I want to add these 4 values. So to add these 4 values, I am writing x plus y plus z plus k. Okay, now in this program, how many objects will be created now? Only 2 objects will be created. So first 10 object will be created. 10 objects address will be given to the x. Then 20 object will be created. This 20 objects address will be given to the y. Okay, then z equals to 20. So 20 will be given to the z. Okay, so new object will not be created for this third statement. Now for the fourth statement, 10 object is already created. So this 10 objects address, this 10 objects address will be given to the variable k. Okay, now how many objects are created for this program? Only 2 objects. Only 2 objects are created. One is 10 object and another one is 20 object. So 10 objects address has given to x and k. So x and k are pointing to same memory location and y and z are pointing to same memory location. For this program that created only 2 objects. Okay, I will show you practically. See here. For example, I am writing x equals to 10, y equals to 20, okay, z equals to 20. Okay. Then next k equals to 10. Now observe carefully here. I want to check id of x. Okay, id of x means this is address of x. So x object's address is this one. Okay, I am writing id of k. K value, x value same. Okay, so id of k. Okay, if you observe here, k address and x address both are same. So both x and k are pointing to same memory location. With this we can understand that 10 value is stored only for one time. That memory location's address is in x and k. Okay, similarly here I am writing id of y. id of y. Okay, that gives y address. Okay, I am writing id of z. id of z. Okay, now if you observe here, these 2 addresses are same. Okay, so 20 object is created only for one time. That object's address is in y as well as z. So y and z are pointing same memory location. So hence we can understand that with these 4 statements, how many objects will be created? Only 2 objects will be created. Okay, next I want to explain remaining assignment operators. What are those remaining assignment operators like addition assignment, subtraction assignment, these are these assignment operators I want to explain now. See, I am opening Python screen. Observe here. I am opening Python screen. So this is the Python screen. Okay. I will explain one point here. See, listen. Regarding assignment, I want to explain one more point. That is, for example, I am writing a comma b equals to 10 comma 20. So this is called assigning multiple values to multiple variables in single statement. So in Python, we can assign multiple values to multiple variables in single statement. Okay, now I want to print a value. So to print a value, I am writing a. So here that takes this 10 value as a value, this 20 value as a b value. So if you print a, what it will print? 10. If you print b value, what it will print? 20. So with this we can understand this 10 value will be assigned to the a and 20 value will be assigned to the b. In single statement, we can assign multiple values to the multiple variables. For example, I am writing a comma b comma c comma d equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay. So now one value will be assigned to a, 2 value will be assigned to b, 3 value will be assigned to c, and 4 value will be assigned to the d. Okay. Observe here. I am printing a value 1, b value 2, c value 3 and d value 4. Hence, we can assign multiple values to the multiple variables in single statement. It is possible in Python. It is not possible in C or C++ or Java. Okay. Now, see here. Remaining assignment operators, now I will explain. Observe here. Remaining assignment operators. So for example, I am writing like this. I am giving x value as 5, then x plus equals to 3. So now what is the current x value? Current x value is 5. If you write x plus equals to 3 means implicitly that takes this as x equals to x plus 3. So x plus equals to 3 means that treats it as x equals to x plus 3. So what is the current x value? Current x value is 5. So 5 plus 3 value is 8. 5 plus 3 value is 8. So this 8 value will be assigned to the x. So now what is the current x value? Current x value is 8 now. Similarly, I am writing x minus equals to 2. Now current x value is 8. So what is the meaning of this one? X equals to x minus 2. X equals to x minus 2, current x value is 8. So 8 minus 2 value will be 6. Okay. So hence we can use the assignment operators. Okay. I am opening Python screen here. On Python screen, observe here, I am giving x value as 5. So x plus equals to 3 I am writing. Okay. Now x plus equals to 3 means x equals to x plus 3. So current x value is 5, 5 plus 3 value is 8. So if you print x value, that prints 8. Okay, now current x value is 8. For example, I am writing x into equals to 24. X into equals to 24. What is the meaning of this one? X equals to x into, x into equals to, I am writing 5. X into equals to, I am writing 5. So what is the meaning of this one? X equals to x into 5. Current x value is 8, 8 into 5. So 8 into 5 value is 8 5 40. So if you print x value, that prints, okay. Now I am writing x minus equals to 20. X minus equals to 20. What is the meaning of this one? X equals to x minus 20. So 40 minus 20, current x value is 40, 40 minus 20 value is 20. If you print x value, that prints 20. Okay, then I am writing x division equals to 2. Current x value is 20, so 20 by 2 value is 10. If you print x value, that prints what? If you print x value, that prints 10. Okay, then I want to use modulus operator, modulus assignment. So x modulus equals to 3. X modulus equals to 3. So what is the meaning of this one? X equals to x modulus 3. What is the current x value? Current x value is 10. So 10 modulus 3. So 10 we are dividing with 3. 3 3 is 9. Remainder is 1. So if you print x value, that prints what? 1. Okay. Now I am writing x plus equals to 2. What is the meaning of this one? X equals to x plus 2. Current x value is 1. So 1 plus 2 value is 3. If you print x value, that prints what? 3. Okay. Now I want to find 3 square. So to assign that exponent assignment, so x exponent assignment equals to 2. Okay. So what is the meaning of this one? X equals to x exponent 2 means x square. Current x value is 3. So 3 3 is 9. If you print x value, that prints what? 9. So hence we can use the assignment operators. So similarly you can use integer division also. Integer division means that will not give accurate value. For example, x integer division equals to 2. 9 we are dividing with 2. So 2 4 is 8, remainder is 1. So 4 is the quotient value. Now current x value will be 4 now, 4. So hence we can use assignment operators in the Python. So thank you for watching my video.